Hey, hi everyone. This is Shutetha Roy. I'm a product consultant here at XfilesPro Labs. So I've been working here for almost 5 years in this Salesforce industry, and I've been through it with XfilesPro for the last 5 years. And we have actually, today's webinar is for XfilesPro for AppSight. So, we have multiple customers now who are from AppSight. We've helped them migrate to AppSight from Quantum or from other CRM who are already using those. So today we'll be focusing mostly on the learning session, on how you can better or in an effective way use AppSight, mainly focusing on the file storage on Salesforce. So I appreciate everyone taking out valuable time for us today. So we'll be highly obliged to, so that we see that you get real some benefit and you and get forward with some insights today on which can of course help you better your website usage and of course Salesforce. So along with me I have today Sonu, my colleague. Hey, hi Sonu.
Hi, hello Roy. Thank you very much for this introduction. Hello everyone. So this is Sonu here. I am working with XfilesPro since last couple of years, and it's been a pleasure. So today I will be guiding you with the XfilesPro demo, how it can be utilized for the XfilesPro app site. Over.
Thanks for the introduction. So I will start now and I will be sharing my screen. I will take you through a presentation and of course we'll have a Q&A session later. So Sonu, if you can confirm that my screen is shared.
Yes.
So welcome again everyone. This is Shutrita. So we'll be conducting this live webinar today on XfilesPro for AppSight. So we'll focus mostly on the cost-effective file storage for AppSight user, where they can use a solution like XfilesPro to better manage and manage in a smart way. So before I start, I would like to say the agenda. So we'll discuss on how the AppSight process works. Then the challenges and solutions that we have from file management for AppSight. We'll follow up with a solution demo, like how others who are already existing customers of XFiles when using this more on a learning way, how they're using and what are the better or the good practices of XFiles along with AppSight. Then we'll give you an overview of XFilesPro and the customers who are already onboarded. And last of all, we'll take your questions, whatever you have against the demo or the presentation that we do. So any questions that you have, you can shoot out on the Q&A option in the meeting webinar app today. So we'll try to cover most of them. And in case if we cannot cover, you can always reach out to us at sales@xfilespro.com and we'll try to answer those. And also just out of curiosity, like if anyone is interested for a personalized demo, that is also something we can do. Okay? And everything related to that, you can reach out to us at sales@xfilespro.com. So we'll get started. So I want to discuss like what is AvSight as a process, right? So we're discussing a case study about one of our customer who is already using AvSight for last 3 years. So this AvSight customer is already in the MRO industry, MRO of aviation industry for last 40 years. They were using Quantum before for quite some time years. If I'm not wrong, I think they were using Quantum for more than 7 years before. Yeah. So they already had lots of files, like 5.32 to be specific files. And one of the main requirement is these files are lots of inventory, and because they're in the repair segment, right? So warranty and other things matter. So that is where they cannot lose those data. And they wanted a easy way of migrating those data and the files to AppSight so that they can easily reference them. So that is where we came in with XFiles, where we can support them on the migration easily and better manage AppSight. So this customer who are using Quantum for more than 7 years, recently in the sense last 3 years, they have been using AppSight. and also they're using XfilesPro for that last year. So one of the major challenges that they had is migration of existing files that we discussed, and the other thing was recurring file accumulation. So when you go with AppSight or anything related to Salesforce, you get a limited storage as per a license plan. So there is always an option to increase that storage, but yeah, since the storage is Salesforce, you have to pay to Salesforce, and that doesn't come cheap. So that is a costly affair. And when I say recurring, is you're always clicking photos of your machinery parts for repairs and others is always piling up, right? But the use case of those something that is already 3 years old is very less. So there is no such requirement that you need to keep those files in Salesforce, and Salesforce file storage is costly. That is where we give you an option to push those files from external storage, but you get a read easy view in Salesforce without keeping the actual files in Salesforce. And not only that, we can help you segregate the files, tag the files in a proper structure so that it becomes easier for you to search. Yeah. So when I talk about the current process of them, so what AppSight offers is, of course, a beautiful UI for anyone in this aviation industry, mostly in the MRO and others where they play with parts. So it's very like a solution which helps in asset tracking, where you generate documents based on templates very easily in clicks, and those documents automatically get uploaded to work orders. Or you can manually upload work orders. You can capture photos very easily without having going through multiple apps. You can use the AppSight to capture photo easily, then tag it, and all this helps you to track your inventory, manage parts, availability, stocks, right? Mostly we have seen it being used in the inventory object, then for sales order, purchase order, where you play with a lot of images, right? So that is where you also tag the documents with some metadata. So all this is pretty good in AppSight, but all this process actually piles up lots of files, which due to compliance reason you cannot delete from your system, but you can always archive to an external storage using a solution, something like XFiles, right? And why you cannot delete? One of the thing is compliance, and the other thing is your business, right? Business, sometimes you need to check warranty or check some parts availability and match it, right? So that is where you cannot use another system to go where somewhere and check those files and match it, right? But in AppSight, if the file is already pushed outside, but you can see in AppSight with solution like XFilesPro, which works as a page, it makes your task pretty easier. So that is where the current process they have, and it makes their life easy. So the challenges that they are facing is, of course, costly storage of Salesforce or AppSight, if you say. And collaboration is pretty tough because when you upload something in Salesforce, it's almost like a read-only view. If you want to edit something, you cannot do an inline edit. Not like something you can do in SharePoint on Google Drive. You just go to the file and edit it on the fly, and it will create versions and everything. So that is where you can connect something like those external storages with XFiles. We talked about this customer. They already had 5.3 terabytes of file in their existing Quantum. Whether it's Quantum or any other CRM that you are already using, any on-prem CRM also, it's okay. So we help you in migrating those documents to AppSight, and again to the outside to reduce the AppSight storage. So that is where we have a very easy and tested process across customers of AppSight where you can use. Then metadata, you can maintain your metadata against each file. We have a very good flow where you can keep the metadata. That metadata can also be pushed to an external storage, right? Not only in Salesforce. We give you the option to create folders, subfolders, so that you can segregate documents depending on types and others, where automatically folders will be created. And your file search will become very easy. You do not have to go across something. You can just use the Salesforce global search, and you can pull up the file and the related record in Salesforce. Yeah. So for the next, what the challenges that we talked about, I will ask Sonu from my team to show you a demo so that you can better relate to the application that we discussed, and that will also serve the solution to the challenges that we spoke about, so that you can easily understand how easy it becomes when you have a solution, something like XfilesPro, and you also learn from a product or any other product, I would say, how it can streamline your business. Yeah. So Sonu, over to you.
Thank you very much, Roy, for this beautiful insights presentation. So before I dive into the next part of the demo, let's take a moment to appreciate Mr. Roy for this insightful presentation. It's always been a pleasure to working with you, and every time it's a new learning session with you. So today, everyone, I will show you how XfilesPro can cater AppSight users to manage files in AppSight Salesforce. I'm going to share my screen here. Roy, can you please notify if my screen is visible here?
Yes, Sonu, it's visible.
Thank you very much for the confirmation. So here you can see this is the landing page of XfilesPro, and I have already configured the cloud storage. Example, SharePoint, Google Drive, AWS, etc. As you can see here, now it's ready to store our files directly from Salesforce to the cloud storage. One of the key benefits of XfilesPro is the flexibility it offers. No matter whatever the suite you are using. For instance, if you are using a G Suite, definitely you would have a Google Drive with abundance of storage to store the files. If you are into the MS Suite, you must have a OneDrive or a SharePoint to store the files, or Amazon S3. So you don't have to change your platform to store your files. It's always in your options to select in between. Now let's move into the object configuration. I have already set up integration with few objects in this demo. With XfilesPro, you can easily configure both custom and standard objects in the Salesforce. Why? Because for many times we have seen in the past scenarios, the custom objects is the one of the most prominent one that is used, like the inventory, sales orders, work orders, etc. So now after the object configuration, let's move into the end user experience here. So on the screen, you can see I am inside an inventory object with a single record. And as a part of a typical maintenance repair workflow, users generate, upload work documents, and maintain the accurate records and check the status of the parts inventory. And also, as Roy mentioned earlier, for our customer, it was somewhere approx 5.3 terabytes of files inside the Salesforce. So this was how the scenario of the customer earlier. So assuming these documents are the parts images that have been generated and they have to upload it into the Salesforce file storage now, as you can see here. Over time, this process can significantly consume your Salesforce file storage and eventually reaching its limits and incurring additional cost. So now for this scenario, we have a feature, it's called XfilesPro Export Utility tool here. This tool enables all the files to export seamlessly to your preferred cloud storage. For this instance, I am taking a SharePoint as a cloud storage provider. So let me show you how it works actually. So on my screen, you can see I have already defined the criteria for the files to be exported here, like created at this one. When we start the export process, you will see the tool efficiently transfers all of the files from the Salesforce to the external cloud storage. These files are no longer consuming your Salesforce file storage, but they will remain accessible through Salesforce via XfilesPro interface. Using this tool, we helped our customer to migrate 5.3 terabytes of files from a Salesforce to the external storage. So now you must be wondering, when these files have been exported, how we can view these files. You don't have to worry about. So here is a preview of files. So let me come back here to the record, and if you can see inside our Salesforce file storage, there is no any files, and it have been pushed to your external storage, whatever that you have selected earlier for the configuration part. Now, if I come back here, in the XfilesPro component, all of the files that have been pushed to the external storage will be visible here. And you can see how neatly, beautifully this have been organized in a proper way where users can actually preview all of the files. Inside the Salesforce, it's very difficult, and while we are migrating, how do the users know whether the job card images is related to that specific job card? Whether this inventory spare parts images is related to this inventory part only. So these have been properly intact and can be previewed within the Salesforce with the help of XfilesPro component. Just you can click on it and you can preview it within the Salesforce. So it's an image of a water jet blue. Now, on recurring business use case, whenever the users can come and they can directly upload the files by clicking on this tool here. You can upload multiple files here within once and also drag and drop. So when these files are uploaded, it will directly go, sits and stores in your external storage. But that's not safe. When the files are uploaded, you might have noticed a beautiful feature here. That's the tag option. So it's basically the label. We can label the specific files for the reporting purpose. Like this is a specific log file. And you can define the tag values of a three types. You can define it with a text value, with a pick list value, and also a automated field values inside this record. And now when I click on it, the files are saved and these tag values can be visible inside the Salesforce. Now let me come back to SharePoint as our provider where all of our files are visible. You can notice something very new here. So just now the record was there, that's with the webinar 19, and automatically our files have been moved out here. You can see without the manual effort, and you can preview all of the files in a properly, neatly structured way. So that's how we cater the use case, that the challenges that they were previously facing inside the AvSight. How we can export all of the files, how we can upload. You can even give the criteria when we are uploading the files from the Salesforce here. So that's a wrap up from my demo, and now I will hand over Roy for the next part.
Hey, thanks, Sonu. That was really insightful, and I believe this will help a lot to the attendees who have joined, and they will learn how the product actually works. So before I go there, I will take them through some few slides where I discuss a little about ourselves, and we also take them through our customers. So please confirm if you can show my presentation.
Yes, it's visible.
Thanks, Sonu. So what I want to conclude is what Sonu showed in the demo is. So one thing is, yeah, we do support standard and custom objects. So because AvSight, all the objects that the AvSight has created is of course a custom object. So we do support that, and mostly we have seen inventory, sales order, purchase order are the ones. So yes, we can auto export the files to external storage based on criteria. Like consider a use case where you have emails with attachments that are logged in your Salesforce, right? So you want only the emails to be exported to the external storage when the emails are older than 6 months. So that will be an automated process. Sonu today showed you a manual process, but this can be entirely automated based on certain criteria and logic that your business requires. Yeah. So I already discussed about the migration from legacy CRM to AvSight. Tagging is also something we showed you in the demo. So you can define pick list, text, or an automated value. So in case of automated value, you do not need to manually select. It will take the field values from Salesforce, and not only that, this will also show in the component so that it becomes easier for you to understand what type of file it is. Sometimes what happens, you take the picture, right? So in the picture, you do not name what type of file it is. So while you're taking a picture using your handheld device, So you can tag it. So this is that file. This is that file. Based on that, you can run certain logics in your app site, or a document checklist kind of thing. So as an external storage, we support SharePoint, Google Drive, OneDrive, and Amazon S3. And when we say unlimited storage, yeah, so because the files are not getting into Salesforce, but your external storage, the options that we support. So in that way, you are not consuming any of the app site storage, but you are connecting it with your external storage, and which is in abundance. Generally, SharePoint comes with a terabyte of storage for the enterprise license. Even Google Drive comes with something similar. Yeah. So if you ask me like how is XfilesPro actually helping, so that way, apart from the business efficiency on the process that we talked about, if you ask me cost wise, when I say unlimited storage, you get at least 5x as a ROI. So if you compare Salesforce file storage cost with any of the external storage cost of SharePoint, Google Drive, or OneDrive, or even Amazon S3, it's at least 5x that we have seen you save on the storage cost for files. So these are some of our customers who are already using the solution for quite some time. So one is Setna IO, the other is CSS, JetSpace, Cascade Space. So these are some familiar name like Anderson, Vision, Arrow Vision, AMP Arrow. So all these are actually customers already using this solution for quite some time. And yeah, sorry, doing through some. Yeah. All right. So I will talk a little about our company. So we are XfilesPro Labs. So apart from AvSight, we also work with other OEMs. Or if someone is not using even AvSight, they can also use our application. So we have 600 plus customers across the world. If you can check in App Exchange, we are 5-star rated. In fact, out of 600, 140, actually all our reviews are 5-star rated to be specific, but we got like 140 out of 600 reviews, 600 expected reviews of customers. So we are also supporting Experience Cloud. So we have like 700 plus thousand licensed users who are today using XfilesPro as an application. So to be specific, for AppSite, we have 15 plus customers. So one of the major use cases that we support is easy migration from Quantum, and I would say it's one of the USP of our product. So we give you multiple options of storage, and it's not specific to any specific storage. So anyone who generally comes up with the storage options that we discussed. So yeah, we almost came to the end of our webinar today. So we'll be taking any questions and answers that you have. So yeah, Sonu, can you take the questions that came?
Lots of questions are pouring out here. So let me take out one question here. Yeah. So Jacob is asking one question. So can we customize the tag values as per our requirement? So I will take up this question, Roy. So yes, to answer Jacob, yes, you can customize it. So due to the limited time frame, we were not able to show you the feature, how you can customize the tag. So definitely after this call, I will share you a meeting invite link. We can connect on a quick call. And then I will show you the whole process, how you can customize the tag and it can be visible to the external storage here. So that's what.
I think a few more questions there. Yeah, there is a question from Cam. So I say, can I export selected documents per record and not all? Yes, based on metadata, yeah, we can do that. So you can also push or export some of the existing files, if not all, for record.
Yes.
Okay,
I can see, Roy, there is two questions coming at the same point, one from the Anthony and one from the Kumar. So I will just combine it and answer the both of you. Like, can I have a specific criteria for automated export? To answer the question, Anthony and Kumar, yes, definitely. You can give the criteria. We didn't show you actually that it's the backend job. So you can define the criteria, how you want to move the files to the external storage. If you want to more details, yeah, definitely I will share you again a link. We can connect on the next call and I will show. Yes.
So so no, I think we can wrap up. So we have covered the questions. So anyone else who have any questions related to the learning session that we have, and I believe it was a fruitful session for all of you, and I appreciate again for everyone to take your time to join with us and spend the last half an hour, and I believe this will help you a lot. And we are always looking forward to connect, and if you have any questions, you can drop us a mail at sales@xfilespro.com and we'll be happy to answer you back. Yeah. And if anyone is interested in a personal demo, you can always do a demo request over the email.
Yes. So thank you for being a very lovely audience. It was a pleasure to connecting with you. We see a lots of questions here, but due to a limited time frame, we will note it down every question, and after this call, we will answer to you each one of them. If you have any doubts and wanted more features of XfilesPro, definitely we can reconnect again. And again, thank you very much for making a time today, your valuable time. We appreciate it. Thank you very much.